can't stay. Baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go away. Baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you so very nice. I'll hold your hands. They're just like my mother will start to worry. What's your My father will be pacing the floor. Listen to the fireplace. So really I'd better scurry. Please don't. But maybe just half a drink. Put some records on while I pull. The neighbors, my friend. Baby, it's light out there. Say what's in this dream. Have to be hot out there. I wish I knew how to break this spell. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell. I have to say no, I'm moving. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. I really can't stay. Baby, don't hold out. Baby, but it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. The answer is but no. Baby, it's cold outside. This welcome How lucky that you dropped so nice and warm. Look out the window at that storm. My sister will be suspicious. Gosh, your lips look delicious. My brother will be there at the door. Waves upon the tropical shore. My maiden man's blind is vicious. Your lips are delicious. But maybe just a cigarette. Never such a blizzard before. But maybe you freeze out there. Say, lend me a cup. It's up to your knees out there. Really I feel when you touch my head. Don't you see? How can you do this thing to me? There's bound to be talk tomorrow. Think of a lifelong At least there will be plenty in pride. If you got pneumonia and I can't get over that hole now. Oh, but it's cold.
And welcome everyone, and we hit that just about on time. And so I'm going to move the camera onto myself now, and I'm going to have to redo this tripod just a little bit. So welcome everyone to Ask Denise Live. If you haven't joined us before, then I'll tell you that we every noon from 12 noon until 12:30 Eastern time, I broadcast live on Facebook. It's you can hashtag it Ask Denise, and you can ask me any questions that you want. A lot of it has to do with digital advertising, because I own an advertising agency. But as you can see, we're kind of trying to have a little bit of fun with it too, i.e. the peeps. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. Number one, where I got the peeps and where you can get the holiday peeps. And number two, we're also going to look at an interview that I did yesterday with a good friend of mine named Nick, because I met him in a Facebook group, and I ended up buying something from him. He lives all the way over in the Czech Republic, and so we're going to be talking to Nick. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a look-see at what I actually purchased from him, which was a bag, and how cool it is and how it is stuffed with all of my things that I'm going to be traveling with in a couple of days. And then we're also going to ask a question that Larry asked yesterday about how to collect email for your company, and how to start and collect emails. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So, without any further ado, let's start with, I think we'll start with the Nick interview. And I'm going to have to move the camera around a little bit and also sort of tell you a little bit about Nick. I met Nick on Facebook, and we actually met in a group. We met in a Facebook group. And the group that we met in was a gardening group, and we both, it's now a closed group. And it's a closed group, but at the time you could join and you can post. So if you belong to any Facebook groups, it's a great place to meet people, look at their photos, the things that they're doing. I also belong to a travel group and a couple of other ones that you would probably be really surprised at. I belong to a knitting group. I don't knit, but I belong to one of those groups. So the long and the short of it is that Nick was posting from his farm in the Czech Republic. That's where he lives. And stateside, we would probably call it almost like a gentleman's farm. It looks very European, it's brick, and on the outside of it, he's done these incredible gardens. So he would post his photos of his gardens on in the gardening group on Facebook. So I just loved them and I would like them, and then he and I got to talking, and then we were friends on our personal profiles, and then I followed those breadcrumbs and found out that he has a business called Number 19. And in his business, Number 19, he makes these great bags. Now, I could probably find something similar, although his are very good quality and they're unique, and I just really like the way he does them. And he sells them on the site called Etsy. And Tom, maybe you could you put it Etsy? It's etsy.com if you're not familiar with it. And so on Etsy, he sells his bags. So I continued to follow him, and he never really pushed his bags that much, okay? He doesn't talk about it, he doesn't push it, he doesn't make a big deal about it, but I just kind of discovered it on my own, and he continued to post, and so I just kept continuing to follow him. So this is kind of how this happened. I just recently received my first bag from Nick in the mail. So I want to show you how awesome this bag is. Hello, Sharif, how are you? And of course, Larry's here. And I want to show you this bag though, okay? This is what I ended up buying. And I think it maybe was $30, maybe $40. And this is it. It's like a brown, heavy linen bag, okay? And here's Nick's logo, okay, that he has on the outside of his bag. So good morning, Sharif, and I'm gonna show you what I've kind of packed in this bag. What's really cool about this bag is I have 3 pairs of jeans, 2 sweaters, a couple of t-shirts. Could you see, or did I have my hand over? I just wanna make sure that my phone doesn't fall out of this. So a couple sweaters, sweatshirt, jeans, the whole 9 yards I have in there, and some shoes, and a groovy scarf. So I love, love, love this bag. Now, Nick carries around like kindling wood, that kind of thing. He uses it on his gentleman's farm. So I just really thought that was just so interesting, because there's always such a knock on Facebook. It's like, yeah, well, you can't really do anything with Facebook. You can't, hi Heidi, you can't sell anything on Facebook. How does it work? It's just so much time, so this and that, and a lot of people just have a knock about Facebook. And the fact of the matter is that you can sell things on Facebook. I'm going to show a little interview that I did on Skype with Nick in just a minute. But what Nick and I ended up talking a lot about was this notion of community on Facebook. So how you can build a community. Once you get that community built, how eventually they will purchase things from you, just like I did. And I think what happens on Facebook is that you just get, really warmed up to people, and they get very warmed up to you. So consequently, what I might have been able to buy here stateside, although Nick's things are very unique to him, I really wanted to buy from Nick. And so now I watch, like every day I watch and see, because he takes the morning walks, of course, and those are my favorites that he does, and any new products that he has. So I wanted to show you this interview. And yes, and we will do that. We're going to talk a little bit more about Number 19, and that's Nick's company. So one thing I want to show you is the interview that I ended up with Nick, and he's over in the Czech Republic, so I had to do it over Skype, so it's a little bit choppy. But I wanted you to hear his notion because he's new online, and he's kind of like, he explains himself as a novice, but he's really quite the professional. So I'm going to grab the camera again, folks, okay, just so you know. And the only way I can do this live, the way we have this set up now, is to actually point it at my computer, and we're down here. And I'm going to roll the sound bite, or the interview that I had with Nick.
And in a sense, it's exactly the same. You're developing an online relationship with people who come past, and maybe they'll buy something, and maybe they won't. And it doesn't really matter, but it's the interaction which is the important thing. And I think if you have a good feeling and a good interaction and give out genuine stuff, you're going to attract the right people to you, the people you want, and the people who want your stuff as well.
And I think that Nick is really correct about that. It's interesting because I bought from Nick the bag again, as I mentioned, and because it makes sense, if you understand what I'm saying. It kind of makes sense because I met him in the gardening group, and it's kind of, it kind of has that feel and that vibe about it. So when we're selling things on Facebook, it really is all about the community. Now, what Nick never ever did was I've never seen him go on and say, hey, buy my bags. They're going on sale. Buy my bags. He never ever did that. What he did is he quite naturally and kind of unknowingly to him is he just provided to us. Remember, I was talking about content yesterday. He just provided to us content that we loved. And I gravitated towards him because of that. And yeah, Larry, in many ways, it is that whole notion of the law of attraction. You will get back what you put out. So I really like that. I know it might take a little bit more time. So here we are in the States, and of course Nick is over in the Czech Republic, and a lot of people that I communicate with are in Europe, and they're all over the place. But I just think that it's really interesting that he got that instinctively. So I'm drawn to the content that he produces. I'm drawn to so much about him, but I'm drawn to the content that he produces. Now you're going to say, Denise, how long were you talking to him online before you purchased anything? And the answer to that is it didn't take long. It probably was about a couple of months. The really interesting thing to remember about this is when I got the product in the mail, not only did he package it in a really cool way, and I really liked the product, I'm looking to buy more product, so especially for the holiday season. And I know that Nick is making some other things too as well. So he has, a brand ambassador in me. And his company is called Number 19, NO.19. You can find him on Facebook. After I did the interview with him, he said, well, Denise, do you think I should be on Twitter or Instagram? And I was like, look, you have such great photography and such great content, you definitely have to be on Instagram. So you'll also be able to find him on Instagram as well. His company's called Number 19. If you ever wanted to purchase any of these awesome bags from him, he's on Etsy. ETSY.com. So that's kind of what I have to say about, can you sell stuff online? Yes, of course you can. The one thing that I said to Nick, and Larry, this kind of segues into the whole notion of emails and gathering emails, is I said to Nick, I said, look, the one thing that you didn't do, Nick, is you never asked me for my email address. And I would have gladly given it to him, my actual personal email address. And because I would open your emails as long as the content in your email was similar to the content that I had gotten so accustomed to just from watching you on Facebook and such. So that's the key. And I'll tell you why I talk a lot about emails is we have to remember that all of these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that kind of thing, they're awesome. We build a following, and I'm all about that. I would say that all day, every day. But at the end of the day, we don't own those profiles. You know, we don't own them. That's just the reality of it. So what you can own is the traffic to your own website and your email list. So I'm going to tell you just sort of real quickly, and I want to keep track of time because we want to talk a lot about the peeps today. When there are many different ways that you can collect emails. Let me say this. I'll just give you the down and dirties. Okay, so if you have a website, make it available on your website for people to sign up to your newsletter. There will be a form. If you have a form on your website, if you don't, you should. A form where people can very easily just put in their information and then they just sign up for your emails. You can post that form on your Facebook page, Twitter, so on and so forth. So those are the kind of, I guess we all sort of know that, to collect emails. Now, I'm going to tell you this, that we use MailChimp. It's kind of a funny name, but even though we're an agency, we still use this third-party software. We like MailChimp because it's easy to use. The graphics or the production of the emails is quite straightforward to do. It's easier on the eyes. It's not especially complicated. So we still use it. We encourage our clients to use it as well. So you can actually have your email form hooked directly to your MailChimp account. So when someone like Denise, Keniston, OceanLover100 at yahoo.com, that would dump directly into your list in your MailChimp interface. So there's that. There's a couple ways to get emails fast. It's not my favorite way, but it's still pretty good. For our clients, we'll run contests. Now you're going to say, yeah, you're just looking for people who are trying to get stuff free. Okay, maybe. But we also will run ads against those contests and we'll geo-target it. Now I can tell you from experience, when we run those contests, we'll usually get between 200, and depending on what market they're in, 200 and 1,000 emails. The attrition, or the people that will have given a bad email or will unsubscribe, is about 17 to 20%. So say for the sake of argument, you got 1,000 emails, you can figure worst case scenario, about 200 of those will go, you won't have them, and the other 800 are pretty much legit. So when you do those kinds of contests, like I said, it's a fast way to get your email list built. After you've built your email list, you want to make sure that your emails, number one, don't come too often, and most definitely they're not crappy or too spammy or any of that kind of thing. Like all of this, like what we all want, you want it to be genuine, the content to be genuine. So when Nick and I were talking about the email that he's going to send out, he said, well, Denise, what do I put in my email newsletters? I said, everything that you're doing with your social media. Put your photographs there. You can get a testimonial from me. Hey, I'm Denise. I bought one of Nick's bags and I love it. And this is the bag I bought. And this is the collection. It's from the number 19 collection. Those are the kinds of things that you want to put in your emails. So there's that about the emails. And I think there's some people have been asking questions. I'm going to reach in here and see if I can scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah, you can put tactical gear in there, Larry. You can put definitely. You can put whatever you want. They're very sturdy, and they can hold a lot. So that's kind of the thing about how you can sell things online. I like it because, like in Nick's case, I'm going to be a client of his for forever. Unless he goes out of business or he just goes away or I go away or whatever it might be, he has now got a brand advocate in me. And how awesome is that? Because now he doesn't have to, as a business, spend money to acquire me as a person who purchases his products, as a customer. I'm already there. So did he get it for free? In a sense, he didn't spend any money to acquire me as a client, but what he did do is he spent his time and his own creative energies. So we talked about content yesterday a lot, and we talked about your phone being a content creator and how that can be, the thing that you use to create content. And I've got my other phone here. I would hold it up if I had it in my hot little hands. I'll take Mama Bear's phone. And, think of this as I rarely talk on my phone anymore, but what I do is I text, and I also make videos and the whole 9 yards. And you can make videos, by the way, on your phone. It's very easy. I do it all the time. So that's kind of the skinny on Facebook, and what my own personal experience has been, just as a regular person who... and there goes my mom. Just as a regular person who really wants to, get the best of social media, and who also wants to, sort of share with you my own experience as a person who's actually made this work. So I don't know if anybody has any questions out there, but yes. So that's pretty much about the Facebook Live, and sort of shared that story. Okay, so what we have here now is we're going to talk about the peeps. Everybody know what peeps are? Everybody had some peeps. They're like the marshmallow peeps. And so this is what we got. I want to let you know, I didn't know that there were marshmallow peeps out there. So this is what we got. I was at the store yesterday, and I got the candy cane marshmallow peeps. I got the candy cane marshmallow peeps. I got the gingerbread peeps. I got the snowman peeps. And I also got these other Christmas tree marshmallow tree peeps. So where I got my peeps was I got them at Shaw's. But I will tell you this, they went fast. I could tell that they had just put them up on the shelves. By the time I grabbed these ones, they were just about at the very end. So I thought it was great, just to talk about marketing. The reason why I wanted to bring up these here peeps is because I had actually seen something on social media in my feed, my own personal feed, about the peeps. No big deal, you say, but I don't know, maybe it was 2 days later, I went out and saw the peeps on the shelves. So that's what I ended up doing. I saw it in my feed, and then when I saw it in the aisles, I was reminded that, wow, I saw that, and of course I want these. So one of the things about marketing that we know is that you have to see something at least 2 or 3 times, right? So you want to see something 2 or 3 times before it actually seeps in. So I thought that was a brilliant strategy. Number one, I thought the timing was great. The peeps came in my feed. Then I went to Shaw's, to the grocery store, and here they were. So think about that. So, let's kind of, circle back. And even if let's use Nick again as an example. So say, Nick is, talking a lot or about what's going on in his gardens or his morning walks. And one thing I suggested to him already is that he carry something in the bag, and he frequently does. And when he's on his morning walks, to go, okay, this is what's in the bag. And then afterwards, then run the ads sometime afterwards. So you plant the seed, the subtle seeds, and we will remember it as potential customers or consumers. So if you really want to know where else you can get the peeps, you can also get them at Target, and you can also get them online. Let me see here. We can get them online at Peeps and Company. I think it's Holiday Peeps. I think it's Peeps, Holiday Peeps, Peeps and Company. Yep, Peeps, the official store, Peeps and Company, and they have all kinds of really cool Peeps stuff. So again, all of this stuff that I mentioned, although the peeps is kind of funny and we like them, I did want to share with you. That's really why I happened to buy them, because I had that thing top of mind a couple of different times. So, yeah, we're just about wrapped up for the day so far. So just kind of in conclusion, one of the things that I wanted to let you know that I didn't think to mention at the top of this live broadcast is that we also save these live broadcasts. They're taped, and then we edit them, and then we also put them up on my YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel, and Tommy will put it in here in the chat, is youtube.com/Denise Keniston, but Tommy can put that up there as well. And you'll be able to see numbered and labeled all of our episodes that we're doing so far. So I would be sort of remiss in the couple minutes that I have left to mention how we're always trying to, or I'm always trying to make this a little bit more interesting. And yesterday I even put out a teaser that said, hey, coming up tomorrow we'll be talking about the peeps and a couple of other things. And one thing that we're going to be trying is to, and I'll let you know how this works, if you hop on and join us, you'll see it, is we're also going to run this live feed through something called live stream. Live stream has been around a long time. It has evolved. But when you go through live stream, just in case you're thinking about doing this yourself, it gives you a lot more options. So say for the sake of argument, remember I have to hold the peeps up, and I had to turn the camera around and run Nick's interview off my own laptop, my MacBook Pro. When you run it through live stream, there's an option technically where you'll be able to just roll the video over my image, a lot like a newscast almost. So we're going to be trying live stream and kind of upping the quality just a little bit, and we're really going to try to make this thing that's right, make this thing more professional, make it more interesting, give you more valuable content. But until we get to that point, I'm still just going to be trying to come up with some more creative and fun things. So when you hop on over to the YouTube channel, like it and subscribe. We're actually rolling out several. I'm going to say there's almost 30 of them, I think, right, Tommy? 29 or 30, and Mike might know it as well. How-to videos that include how to build your own Facebook page for your business, how to use Pinterest for your business, how to gain Twitter followers. So we are in the process right now of cutting all of those videos, and we're going to be loading those up to the YouTube channel, to the Denise Keniston YouTube channel. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we do these live cut-ins. And those are also recorded, and then we also post those as well. So if you hop on over to youtube.com/Denise Keniston, you will see all of these recordings. So if you could kind of give me a like and a subscribe, that would be really great. I love YouTube because, of course, I love video. It's part of my background and so on and so forth. But that's kind of what's near and dear to my heart. So if you've only got one like in you, and you're like, well, I don't want to go like her Facebook page and follow her Twitter and all of that, Instagram. If you've only got one like to give or one follow to give me, hop on over to my YouTube channel. That's what I really would want, is something from my YouTube, a little love on my YouTube channel. So I hope that this has been fun and interesting for you. I think that when we talk about how to sell things on social media, it has a totally different vibe than if you're just running ads on TV or the old-fashioned newspaper, so on and so forth. So I hope that you really enjoyed it. Now, you know that you can also continue to ask me questions on this stream after the fact. It will post directly to my page, but you can also do it after the fact. So you probably could see behind me there for a little while. We do have a new president, and we talked a little bit about that today, but not a whole lot because, as I've said so many times, I'm not an especially political person, but we do have a new president. So That happened yesterday. Oh no. Pretty interesting. So for today, that's it. And I just wanted to leave you with a little bit of more happy Christmas music. And I will see you tomorrow, right around noontime here. I got a couple of things planned that'll be pretty interesting as well. So do stay tuned.